Hey guys, welcome back to another video, part 3, episode 3 of the entire series. Hope you're enjoying this series so far. And let's not waste time. Last episode, we were at adding services in Google Business Profile. Yeah, I kind of have some notes here in terms of like what we can do next. So if you have not watched like the first 2 episodes, we're basically going through a website from start to finish. And I'm going to cover as much as possible throughout this series and kind of explaining everything as I go so that, based off on how I do things, you might be able to understand what some things that are important, some things that are not. And that's essentially how I manage all the projects that I work with. So it's really free flow. And yeah, hope you enjoy this kind of series. I really do. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. So let's add in services in Google Business Profile. Previously, we have already optimized like some of the stuff here already. And yeah, so now what I want to do is I want to edit these services here. Okay, and we want to include in the offer, which is the 24-hour free consultation. This is a 24/7 face-to-face consultation. Yep, so this is their offer. And then we also want to include in like their different packages like Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, and things like that. So I do want to include it in here because based off on the search volume that I'm seeing, people are typing in these services. So one more thing which might be kind of interesting is to, I guess, build out a simple keyword research just to see the volume of each keywords. Yeah, and then see. Okay, so we definitely want to delete this because this is not important. Yeah, and I think I want to park all the services under here. Yeah, so I'm gonna delete this service. Okay, and then financing. That's weird. Okay, let's see. Yeah, funeral home casket service. So, okay, one thing I can do first is I can just take a look at what keywords the website is showing up for now. Yeah, so Hindu funeral. Yeah, so all these I definitely want it to be in because all of these are really relevant keywords. So we're going to do Hindu funeral, Taoist, Indian, Buddhist, Christian. Am I missing anything? Yeah, so at least these are the fundamental ones. I'm pretty sure there are some other keywords that it's probably not listed here, but that's fine because we can always add that in. We wanna make sure that the main ones are captured. Yeah. So these are the main ones. I'm pretty sure like some other religion could be also here. Like remember they have Soka funeral. Yeah, so these are the very, very secondary keywords, which is I think is also important because one thing I always like to do is just to look at the competitors because it's kind of like the shortcut when you're doing keyword research because, they will show you a bunch of keywords that could be relevant. So I'm going to open this up and you don't have to open too many up. I'm just going to open like 1 or 2. Yeah, so condolences. So all these are kind of informational based and I think what is this? Yeah, I think this is new. I've not seen this before, or at least I haven't used this before. Funeral service. So casket. Yeah, I want to focus on the funeral-based keywords first. Okay, so this is kind of difficult to see. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to open and look at this instead. Yeah, Buddhist funeral. So I'm going to filter for anything to do with funeral. Okay, 149, and then now I want to sort by volume, and I just want to see whether if there's any kind of like keywords that's similar to these like religion-based keywords, and then see if we can identify any other patterns. So we have funeral services and packages. So for example, here package service. So we can think about like, do we want to include as XXX or packages? Okay, and it shouldn't be a big problem, but that's just something for us to take note of now. Services. Yeah, Chinese. Oh, Chinese. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a really good one because now, it also, okay, so this is a point that I want to kind of explain. So earlier on, when we have all these keywords, right, you can see like it's structured down to the different religion. And what I essentially wanted to do is to find out if there's any other keywords that's similar to religion-based keywords. So like, I don't know, like the earlier ones that we type it in, which is Soka, that belongs to religion, but at the same time, you also kind of want to do a little bit of keyword research, not a full-blown keyword research, because I don't think at this stage we need to do that yet. And you also just kind of want to see, okay, is there any other bottom of the funnel keywords that belongs to kind of like another vertical? So in this first vertical, we have kind of like religion, right? And then do bear in mind that I do not have like any experience optimizing in this niche. And that's the beauty about, working through campaigns like this, is you don't need to have prior experience within the niche. And it's good that you do, because you kind of have a good head start. But different projects, the methods of how you actually get keywords is actually the same. You kind of have to do a little bit of digging. And if you know how to implement this kind of methods, I don't think the niche matters, because this method is not based off on niche, right? It's not like based off on, this only works for, the funeral niche. If you were to take on another project which is entirely different, right? Let's say if it's an affiliate project, right? You took over, you're managing or you're running an affiliate website. The methods here are the same. You're just kind of figuring out, okay, so these are the verticals that we have. Is there any other verticals that we can go after, right? So you can see here, this one over here, this vertical. I found this keyword, which is Chinese funeral Singapore. And guess what? Now this opens up for a race vertical, right? Because Chinese, and then we probably want to take a look at Malay, if I know how to spell. And then we can probably take a look at Indian, for example, right? Because I'm pretty sure these also have search demand, you can see, and we can confirm it later on. But yeah, that's how you basically expand out the list of potential keywords that you can target. And at the same time, the more researching, the more idea you will have, or the more you become an expert within the field, right? And this also helps later on when, if you are coming out with a site architecture, or when you're doing keyword research, this gives you an idea of what to look for already. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Yeah, but yeah, I'm just going to go on. So we have Chinese, and that's how you also recommend, like, okay, so does the website need new pages? Why does the website need new pages? And if the website doesn't have this page already, we definitely want to go after this page, because then you can present the data, you can show whoever that you're working with, your stakeholders, your clients, and whatnot, right? That we need to have this page because there is a search volume behind it, and our competitors are ranking for it. Like, that's how kind of you walk through why you are creating this page, as opposed to, I think we should create this page, and then there's just no data backing it up. Yeah, so Christian, direct, Chinese funeral, clothes. Okay, this is interesting. No, so this is a information-based content. Okay, but I do want to see if this belongs to commercial. Yeah, so the first thing that I see is Wikipedia, and then this is usually telling me that this is an information-based keyword. Yeah, so let's go on. Buddhist, we have Buddhist already. Yeah, so you can see Indian, right? So what we can do is, this definitely has search volume. Okay, we can also look at Malay. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, so Malay also has search volume, decent search volume here. So yeah, so this just open up another vertical that we probably want to have on the page. And let's see what else can we find, right? And when you're going down, I generally don't like to look at, I don't like to dive deeper into keywords that doesn't have a lot of volume, because I find that, the more you look at keywords that doesn't have volume, the ROI, the chances of you finding, like a new vertical or new keywords is going to be very little. And that, again, that's just based off on my experience, right? When you're working on a project, it could be totally different from what you find and how you do it, right? So there's no right or wrong way when it comes to optimizing a campaign. I don't think there's a right way to do SEO. It depends on what the market requires, what the website requires, what resources do you have, or the clients have, or your partners have, or every campaign is different. Yeah, so, and that's also the beauty of it. So yeah, let's continue, shall we? Yeah, so I'm also seeing, like, you can see cost of funeral. So this is also somewhat in the marketing funnel. This belongs to kind of like the investigational type of content, because they are in the market for the service. They just want to find out the cost, right? So we can also have this page, but I don't want to include this in first, because if I do, then we are spending away from the bottom of the funnel commercial keywords, which is what I'm doing. And, I don't want to do that first, because currently I'm doing the services for Google Business Profile, right? I am not creating a new content or a new page on the website, which we eventually will. Yeah, but yeah, so let's see. And I want to save this for, later on when we do keyword research, we'll find a lot of keywords, and then that's for while we're optimizing or when we are doing keyword research for the website. Yeah, so okay, Muslim. Yeah, so we found one more here. Muslim. Right. So we have actually Indian is not. Okay, so they already have Indian on the site. Okay, but they have Hindu, not Indian. Yep. So they don't have Indian here. So these are all by religion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another one is Soka. Okay, and then we definitely want to have one race one. But I want to see whether do we have other. Okay. This one. Okay, so you can see like the search volume here is very little, but this might be something to explore. So, and this is a dialect. So for those of you that is not sure, this is kind of like a dialect. So one thing is, now that I've looked at this, right, and there's search volume. So earlier on, when I mentioned that sometimes there is no ROI for keywords that has lower search volume, but what I want to do is I want to just go and expand a little bit further for this particular keyword, because this belongs to a dialect. And if I were to, the potential of me opening up to capture more search volume around the vertical of dialects, there could be a decent search volume there. And that's why I want to do just one additional step to see whether are people searching dialect funeral services, right? Like for example, this is Hokkien, and there's multiple different dialects. So what I want to do is I just want to go over to, let's say, all die in Singapore. Okay, and then now what I want to do is, let me see, I want to copy and paste this in. Okay, let me see if I can copy. Okay, so we do have it. Do we have? Oh, we don't have Tamil. We have Malay. We have Mandarin, Cantonese, Hakka. So all these are different dialects, right? Yeah. So now I just want to add in this keyword and see if there is any search volume. Okay, copy Keyword Explorer, and let's see, can we open up another vertical for dialects? Okay. So you can see there is no search volume behind dialect. Right? People are not typing in these. And then you can also just to confirm, you can just see like matching, and you can see like, okay, really that there isn't much search volume. You can also check related terms. There's no related terms, and search suggestions. Yeah. So all these keywords are useless. Right? It's not related at all. So this has confirmed that we don't need to open up the vertical of dialects. Now, will this change in the future? Possibly. The reason why is because, after a while, if you have like Google Search Console, when you're doing optimization, when you're going in, right, you can actually see in Google Search Console whether are people typing in like Cantonese or like different dialects. And if you do see, because you cannot trust any kind of tools 100%, because sometimes, like for example, this could mean like the search volume is 10, but we have ranked for 0 volume searches, and then those searches get us like hundreds of clicks. So tools are generally use it as kind of like a guiding compass, but they are not. They don't. You kind of have to be the captain of the ship, because they give you an idea of where to row or where to steer towards, but you still have to control like where you're going, right? So if let's say down the road, if you go into your Google Search Console and you see like there are keywords that is popping up for impressions around Hokkien or like whatever keywords that you're researching, right? Yeah, you can go ahead and open it up, even though the search volume says that it's 0. So that's just something to take note of. So now that we've identified all this, right, I think we are more or less done with some of the stuff that we can include in here. So if we were to, do I want to include in services or packages? So that's the thing. I'm going to do a little bit of research here. These does not have any searches. We're going to try with just these 3. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to put in the different keywords and see which variation gets more searches. Oops. So we have, Chinese funeral service, maybe services, yeah, or packages. So we have the same keyword with just different variations. And again, we just want to just quickly pop this into Keyword Explorer. Let's see. Okay, so Indian funeral services and packages doesn't have so in this case, kind of doesn't matter. How about service though? Just double check this. Also, not much. And how about just a singular word or package? Also not much. So yeah, it doesn't really matter which, as long as we have this, these are the main keywords. As long as we have this, I think. Yeah, as long as we have this. So this is this a, okay, sorry, let me just try to explain my thoughts. So I'm saying, like, when I open this up initially, what I wanted to do is I wanted to see whether are there any, keywords other than search or packages. And I just want to see whether if there's any other variations that I should be including in, just so I can maximize, the in terms of the amount of secondary keywords I can target. But when I clicked in, what I'm noticing is, I just want to see whether does this, again, does the intent of this search term belongs to informational or transactional or commercial, right? And what I'm seeing here is even the first result here, it is a informational content, right? This is informational. And then this is also informational, right? You can see article, yeah. And then when we go down, this is also internet, like informational, complete guide. Wikipedia is definitely informational as well. So it seems like we may not have to launch this vertical, but let me go down and take a look. Yeah, guides. Okay, so it's telling me that for this vertical, I think we should be Hindu. Yeah, it's going towards Hindu. The keyword is going towards Hindu already. Oh, this is what I meant earlier. So this is a good find. Okay, so let me explain again. So you can see here, these earlier on, we're trying to find Indian funeral packages or services. But in this case, you can see here, there's a keyword here, Indian funeral Singapore, right? So Indian funeral has 100 search volume. Indian funeral Singapore, when you type in this variation of the keyword, it also has a search volume of 100. And generally, when you see a keyword that is around a low, it usually, based off on my experience, they usually steer towards the commercial type of intent. And the reason why is because, they are typing in their location to see whether kind of like their service around the location that they're typing in, right? So I'm going to just investigate this a little bit more. And yeah, you can see these are all services page. So the keyword, it's different, but the intent, it's just one keyword is different here. Adding in the Singapore and not adding the Singapore, you can see the intent change completely. So this is not an informational based content. This is a service, right? So yeah, they are providing this service. Okay, and you can see here, okay, this is also a service page. Yeah, so this is confirming that, yeah, we do want to have the variation as Singapore in this case, right? Yeah, and then one thing that you may be asking is, hey, we already have this, where is it? So one thing you may be asking is, hey, you can see like some of the keywords that are ranking here is Hindu related. I apologize for any drilling that you're hearing, but yeah, hopefully that won't be too much of a distraction. But you can see like there's Hindu here, right? And there's no Indian. So which keyword should we be focusing on in this case? Now, because I'm doing this for Google Business Profile, I am going to just include in Hindu and Indian as the two different variations. But when we are creating pages, that whether if we want to create two separate pages for this keyword and for the Hindu variation keyword, I may want to do a little bit more research. But as of right now, I think we can include this. So Chinese funeral in Singapore. Yeah. So I'm going to just put in this variation of the keyword. Okay. And I think we're about done here. And I just want to confirm again, likewise for these as well. So we're just going to do, okay, the common ones. The common ones are, actually all of them are common. So let me just paste all of them in. And I kind of want to do the same thing for what we did earlier. Oops. So we have one variation, which is packages and services. Okay, and then this. Okay, so replace this with this, and packages with and services. Okay, so now we have all the different variations. Let me see. Okay, so Singapore is definitely the one that we want to go with, right? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think I want to go with the variation as Singapore. And then what we want to do, right? We just want to include in services and packages as the secondary within the description. So that's kind of like how I want to do it. Okay, so yeah, we are done. So now let's go back to the Google Business Profile onto services. Okay, so over here, what I want to do is I just want to slowly start including in Buddhist and Christian first. Save. Oh, I should do it all together. Yeah. Okay, let me do this and Hindu, Taoist, Muslim, and Soka. I just want to make this look nice. So, okay, I think we're done. Yep. So let's click save. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Later on, what we need to do is we need to go in and add in the service description. But I'm going to use ChatGPT to do this using kind of the prompt. So if you have not watched episode 2, we came up with a prompt for ChatGPT for us to help us write, business descriptions. I'm going to use that because it already has like some stuff that we can use already. Now, I can add in like cascade, but I also can add in funeral director. But I think I just want to add in for different races here as well. Yep. Oops. And okay, later on, well, I guess I can explain this while I'm optimizing. Sometimes when you make these implementations, right, you will see Google changing some of the implementations that you're doing. And that's fine because that's kind of like an indication to let you know what they think. And sometimes you either have to, change it back, or you have to see what suggestions that they are giving, and then you kind of have to work your way through that. But it's perfectly normal if you see like, let's say for example, after we have include all these services in and they remove some, or if they removed all, then what we would do is we'll kind of like pivot and then look at, our our competitors listing down services, and if they are, how are they listing down their services, right? And we kind of want to see why Google has changed some of the stuff that we have optimized, but it's not the end of the world. The reason, again, why it's called optimization, it's to optimize, right? It's not, we're not going for perfection here. So, okay. So now that this is done, we have all the main ones here. Cascade service, I can actually, if we want to go into kind of the same thing that we have did for race and religion, we can also change, let's say, for example, Hindu cascade, right? And then we can basically look for keywords around this cascade service and do the same for over here, which I think, do we want to do that now? Yeah, let's just take a look, right? Let's just take a look. It doesn't hurt to take a look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use the 3 main race and just do a test. Actually, not the 3 mains. I'm going to use all of them just to do a test to see, what are we working with here. So Chinese. Okay, so there's 2 different variations here. There's cascade and there's coffin, okay? And we kind of want to check the variations for all of this. And again, this is not like, we're not like doing a lot of keyword research here actually. I'm just testing waters. Okay, so we have here, I mean, you don't have to do until this extent if you ask me, but since I'm doing this from start to finish, I think it's best if I show you guys like everything to consider. Oops, no. Do this. You can see a lot of stuff on manual. I usually do this in Google Sheets, but yeah. So we want coffin, cascade, coffin, cascade, 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 cascade. And again, like if you are in this niche, right, you probably, I don't know whether if there's a difference between coffin and cascade. But if you're in this niche, you probably know if there are any differences or not. And the beauty about this is you don't have to be expert in the niche, right? Because the data will tell you what you need to know. Google will tell you what you need to know. So yeah, that's the beauty of it. So coffin, 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 coffin. Now let's do a search. Okay, so you can see like there isn't any big keywords here. So I'm going to go back to what I think I mentioned in episode 1, which is everything is about prioritization. So you see like earlier on the things that we did because what we're going to do, right, we still need to go in and come up with descriptions, right, for all of this, right? And if I were to add in like different variations for all this, for example, Buddhist Christian coffin, Hindu coffin, Taoist coffin, and we have all this in here, what I then need to do is I then need to go in and create description for all of this. Now, if I have all the time in the world, then I would do that. But again, it's all about prioritization. And sometimes the decisions that you make will need to depend on what is the potential upside you are getting back. So in this case, you can see like the potential upside is very little, okay? Even the highest search volume has 40, okay? And then 30, 20, like it's very little. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to include the cascade or coffin keywords under these services here, okay? Because I know even if I were to max everything out, the potential, it's very, very little for us to capture the traffic. Yeah, so that's how, I kind of prioritize to see what things we should be doing first and what not. And also the main reason why we are doing this optimization in Google Business Profile first, and not like on page, not like technicality and things like that. Because for a local service business website, if your website is offering any kind of local service, any services, right? Google Business Profile is where you want to take a look at first before you go on to like other forms of optimization. Yeah. So yeah, I think we are about done with this. So the next step, what we need to do is we'll then need to go in and create descriptions for individual services. All right. So what I want to do is open up ChatGPT and let's see. We have this already, right? So I want to make use of this prompt that I have to kind of like come up with the descriptions in here. So I have 300 words to use. So how many words is 300 characters? All right, so I'm gonna change it to like 50 words in a sense. So I'm gonna do is I'm going to copy the prompt here, make some changes. Okay, help me write a Google Business Profile service description in 50 words. Okay. Make sure the keywords, it's within the description. Okay, and then here's the business details. Yeah, I want this to be in, and okay, so what I do want is, let's say, yeah, we might have to change this a little bit, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to replicate this for every individual religion and race, right? So make sure the keywords, it's within the description. Service. This service will probably be the main keyword. So let's say Hindu funeral in Singapore. So Hindu funeral in Singapore, keywords, Hindu funeral services and Hindu funeral packages. Now, make sure the terms are within the description, and then I just want to keep, because what I don't want the copy to do, right, it's I don't want to have too many keyword stuffing within there. So for example, it's going to include in like Hindu funeral packages, Hindu funeral in Singapore, and Hindu funeral services, which I don't need to have that. I just need to have like these terms within here. So terms, funeral services and packages. I think this is good enough. And then here is the service. Here's the business details, potential customers. Make use of the unique selling points. Make use of the, I just want to see what it comes up with. And with this kind of prompts, right, it's always, again, you are the captain of the ship. You're kind of steering what you want from the people on the ship, right? So yeah, compassionate Hindu funeral packages. So we have packages in here. Call us to learn more. Okay, so this is good. Where is the services? Yeah, the terms services is not in here, right? I guess this is this. Yeah. Oh, there, our services. And let's see, word counter. Just want to quickly take a look. 2 characters. We have 300. So probably I need to change this a little bit. So we have Hindu first. We offer compassionate. Yeah. Our services, include cremation and casket. And then what we just want to do is, again, just change a little bit here and there, you'll be fine. Oops. Where is it? Available. Yeah, so this is the one. Call us now for free consultation. It's still too, okay, maybe not. I'm trying to get the characters down to like 300. Call us now for free consultation. For a free consultation. Do I want to put free? And I'm going to put no price for now. Yep, so I'm going to save this. Yeah, I think this is good enough. So we have like the secondary keywords in there. We have services. We have packages. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, right, is I am going to just basically provide it some other terms. And I'm going to change this to do the same for this service and terms. And then what we're going to do, it's just service, and terms. Oh no, actually we just have to change the service. Now do the same for this service. And then the service will be Taoist funeral. But thoughtful. Okay, so this is okay. Yeah, I like both. I like both though. Can I select both? Yeah, so now the thing is, what is the word? Number of words. Still too long, man. We provide. And then just, okay, I might have to change it to like 40 words. Contact us for free. Yeah, actually, I might have to change this to a 40 word. Okay, let me see if this is longer. I think this is way longer. Yeah, this is way longer. Yeah, so guys, I think what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to just repeat this process, right, for the rest of the services. Yeah, I don't think I need to show you guys this because it's just going to be the same thing for like all these, right? So the next time when we are back, you're gonna see this stuff is already completed, and then we'll probably move on to the next steps. Yeah, so that's for kind of like the next episode. So if you like the episode so far, just help me to hit the like button so more people can see this video. And if you like the channel and whatever that I'm doing, hit the subscribe button so whenever we have a new episode out or a new video out, you'll be notified. And yeah, just leave your comments. I'm really interested to hear your comments to see, if there's anything that I'm missing out, if there's anything that is interesting, and if there's anything that you've learned. I am excited to hear from you guys. So with that being said, that's all for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.